Just a bit of a sort of a one-off Thunderbirds video, this one. I've seen this in toy fairs before. It's just taken me a little while to actually sort of pick one up. And this is the Thunderbirds Rescue Pack. And it sometimes comes in a sort of, I think it's a Radio Times 40th anniversary, I want to say, version of it. But as you can see, this one is the sort of the initial release of it, I think, from Matchbox era. So this would be about 92. And you can see, in fact, yes, 1992, ITC Entertainment Group Limited there. Licensed by Copyright Promotions Limited, apparently. So it's a nice presentation. You know, all these sort of, like, obviously, these sort of like iconic craft, including Fab 1. Poor Thunderbird 5 isn't there. Tracy Island is, but there's no Thunderbird 5. Never gets any press to Thunderbird 5, that's it. And this is what it looks like on the inside. So you get the nice die-cast Thunderbird 2. Thunderbird 4 is outside of its pod there, so it gets its own sort of separate little pocket. Fab 1 is there. It doesn't look like it's ever been removed, I would say. They look like they're pretty sort of nestled where they would originally have lain. Now, this has got the Thunderbird 3 that doesn't have the white collar, which I think is always sort of puzzling to me. But I guess they just didn't want to paint black rubber for whatever reason, so they just used a black rubber ring on it instead, you know, just for whatever reason. But ironically, on the front cover, it is a white ring, as it should be, for the sort of the docking ring. So it's kind of a curious choice that they didn't go for that on the actual toy itself. But all the sort of standard Matchbox release toys in there, basically. So nothing special about the toys themselves, I don't think. So you can get all of those perfectly happily separately, but this just combines them all in one as a sort of presentation pack. So as a present, you know, for someone who didn't have any of the Thunderbirds to that point, I think it's rather nice. Now, the inside of the lid is also pretty decent. And let me just kill this light off so you can see that a little bit more clearly without the shine on it. And so you can see there, we've got Gordon, Virgil, Alan, Lady Penelope, and Parker. But Parker doesn't get his own headline, and Scott Tracy. No mention of Brains, and no mention of their dad either. So it's a little bit harsh, but obviously the main pilots of the vehicles that are in the pack, I suppose, in fairness, that's why they're there. So we've got an Aquanaut. We've got the most serious of all the family. Virgil is highly qualified to deal with the most complex machines carried by Thunderbird 2. Virgil has no sense of fear, and his nerves of steel, in the most dangerous of rescues, and so on. So Alan, pilot of Thunderbird 3, Scott, pilot of Thunderbird 1, of course. Scott served in the US Air Force, apparently. Interesting. And he's also the co-astronaut for Thunderbird 3. And of course, Lady Penelope, who's the British agent for international rescue. Lady Penelope Crichton Ward, of course, yeah, I remember that now, operates from her stately home. To the outside world, she is one of the idle rich, but to enemies of world peace, she is charming and deadly dangerous. And of course, her butler, Parker, who generally controls Fab 1 and does whatever he's told to do by her ladyship there. So, yeah, really nice presentation pack. I have to say, as I say, I would have been more than happy to get that on a birthday or to have it under a Christmas tree. That would have been pretty cool. I don't know if it's ever been sort of repeated really as a concept. So have a quick look at the back of it now. Let's turn the little light on. There we are. So Tracy, so it's it's clever. So they're advertising their Tracy Island electronic playset at the same time as they're selling these toys, which of course would go with it perfectly. That's a smart move. So a fully operational electronic playset with realistic rocket sounds and pilot voices. And you can find a Tracy Island video on this very channel. Open the hangar to reveal Thunderbird 2, tilt the launching ramp, open the blast shield, fold back the palm trees and launch. Thunderbird 1 and Thunderbird 3 both have secret silos underground which can be launched through doors under the pool and the roundhouse. There's even a cave to launch Thunderbird 4. Vehicles not included because they're in this rescue pack. Thunderbirds are go. Yeah, so Matchbox Toys Limited in Rugby at the time. Keep this address for reference. Okay. Not for children under 36 months, of course. There you are. Yeah, so it's it's a cool little way to very quickly get all the Thunderbirds toys you might want to play with the Tracy Island play set. So in that sense, this sold alongside Tracy Island. Yeah, absolutely. Total winner for Matchbox, that one, I'm sure. That probably did wonders for their sales in that particular period, I would imagine. It's quite nice as well. They've got the different vehicles on the different side flaps as well. So they haven't just gone for the sort of predictable kind of Thunderbird 1 or Thunderbird 2. They've actually shown them all on the side of the box to again indicate what's actually in the box. So I do like the packaging. I think that's quite sort of iconic packaging, and that is going to catch your eye as you walk past. So I mean, I think that's really sort of clever of them, of its time, obviously, to sort of bring everything out like that, so that you just can't ignore the fact that that is going to be a box full of Thunderbirds goodness. There's no two ways about it. So yeah, very clever. Nice one to actually sort of get a sort of decent example of to show you. But I think I do have examples of everything that's in there separately. It's just a way of it when you're trying to pick up various things and get job lots and so on. You do end up with all of them one way or another. But it's nice that Thunderbird 4 gets its own little shout out there though, because that's rarely. Well, actually no, you do tend to see it packaged outside the pod. Actually, in fairness to them. I was just thinking about the Carlton version of it, where you do get it outside Thunderbird 2 as well. I must have that many Thunderbird 2s in this house now, I tell you. But again, this is a nice solid die-cast one. So I mean, the whole pack itself is actually quite heavy, because there's a good amount of sort of die-castness to these toys, given that they're in this sort of the '92 era. So fair dues to them. It's good stuff. Alright, well that was it for this one, just a short and sweet one. So cheers for now, do like and subscribe as ever, and check out the other Thunderbirds videos on the channel. Cheers for now.